Ian, tell me about some of those things you've got on the bench there that you've made.
gee. Well, I started making these gum nuts uh, a few years ago now. This timber's a local timber. It's Blakely's red gum. And I went on from there and made these other gum nuts out of different timbers.
Let me come in. I'll come in on the bench. Here we are. I've got them there. Yeah. How long have you been working with wood? Almost said turning.
Oh, ever since you're a kid, making things. Just you can't remember a time when you weren't using wood to make something, models or toys or things like that, billy carts and things.
And what sort of areas have you worked in with timber? You
What professionally?
yeah.
Hmm. Gee, you got me there. Yeah, a fair bit of work involved with making props and things for photography, from graphic design business. Professionally, it's only since I've moved out here that I've been turning for sort of craft work,
Right.
doing repairs and things like that.
Has most of your turn work small on this sort of similar scales?
Yes, it is small, mainly because the trees that interest me are either small trees or they have a tendency to split up, and you can only get a small bit of wood out of it.
What sort of timbers are you working with? What would be some of them?
Well, mostly I'm working with this wood, which is local timbers, the red ironbark. Some of the other gum nuts there, they're acacias, myall, and gidgee, collected up in Queensland. Anything I can get my hands on that's hard and heavy and it's got a nice colour to it.
With the things that you're making, you're spending a fair bit of time also making tools to make the things you're making.
Oh yeah, that's part of the business. All sorts of things, chisels and things like that. I'll put new handles on. Um, a few planes, things like that, screwdrivers.
Can you show me that rather exotic plane you've got there?
Yeah, this is a core box plane. It's used in the pattern making trade. They stopped making them years ago. They were made in metal, but I thought I'd make one of these up in wood for pattern that I was making. This plane will cut a curved hollow section in a piece of wood, which is the thing that's used quite a lot in the pattern making business, where you've got to make a hollow core box to make the core to go into the sand for casting.
What was that pattern there used for?
This was a pattern for the bases for the columns on the railway hotel at Stuart Town.
And the plane was made particularly for that job?
Yeah. There wasn't much to do there, but I thought it'd be a good chance to make one to find out how to operate. Use that thing.
What is it?
It's a depthing tool for holding cogs to check on their meshing for
Is this for
cloth making work. Yeah.
right.
Proposed to make a clock out of wood one day, but it's been spending a lot of time making the tools before we make the clock.
The lathe that you're using there is smaller than a lot of other woodworking lathes I've seen as well.
Yes, this is it's a lot smaller. It suits my purposes. Most of the things I'm making are quite small. It's quite a precise sort of instrument. It's made by the same people that make engineering metal turning lathes. I find it quite adequate for my purposes. I could modify it a lot more. I've changed things around and made different tool rests and things like that. Yeah. People that make the lathes never seem to know much about what's required. And
I like the switch down here as well. That's actually a power switch, isn't it?
yeah, that's got a forward and reverse mechanism on it.
Was that made from scratch or?
Yeah, that's made out of brass, silver soldered, and turn handle, and it connects through to the switch through small universal joints that I made up, and that'll actually reverse the lathe, you can run it back the other direction for finishing things like that.
Some of your chisels there, are they handmade?
Well, they'd be hand forged originally. Most of them are made in Sheffield and Sweden. Some of them have had new handles made for them. I've made them to suit myself. They're worth the trouble going to because of the quality of the steel in them, which you don't think.
Steel better quality than...
I think it is. It seems to be made so much better. People working in those days would want good steel to hold up. Tradesmen are very particular about their tools. Some of these old ones are really first rate.
Can you show me that saw that you've made there as well?
Oh yeah, it's a frame saw I made for the exhibition that was held in Sydney. That was another bit of an experiment too. This is based on a design from the Science Museum in London. I sort of got an idea from it and then went a bit mad and put a lot of chamfering on it and all that sort of thing. It's really a bit of an exhibition piece, although I do use it.
What sort of timber is that?
The main frame's red ironbark, and then the darker timbers here are myall. There's a little end on there's made of horn, a bit of black horn.
Yeah, the blade, you actually made that as well? Or
Yeah,
cut the blade?
That's a piece of spring I got out of the tip. It's a wind-up gramophone, piece of Swedish steel, very, very good quality, not very thin. Makes a very good blade. Really beautiful stuff.
Would you have actually retempered that blade?
No, that's as it comes.
As it comes.
I have hammered it to straighten it. It's a sort of tricky sort of a job, but it comes up all right. Any slight bends pulled out by the tensioning on the saw.
How would you go about actually cutting the blade?
All the teeth are marked out with a scriber to the correct angle, and then they're filed with a hand file. The biggest job's getting the holes in the end here. It's they had to be ground through because the drill wouldn't touch those.
Ground through?
Yeah, with it's actually they're lapped with a brass rod in an electric drill to get through the steel. It's the only way you can get through it. It won't drill. Long job. Well, I think worth it because you got the quality of the steel in the cutting edge. That's the important thing.
Yes. How many of those planes up there would you be using?
Oh, I don't use too many of them. I'm only collect them because I like the look of them, but sort of beading planes and that are very handy for putting little decorative edge on things.
Your plier collection there looks interesting too.
Oh yes, interesting things and all.
There's all sorts of different people's pliers.
Oh yes, some leather working tools. They're not all pliers. There's saw, a few different sorts of saw sets and snips, and there's some surgical tools.
Surgical tools, well. Yeah. So the traditional types, or where would that design of saw have come from? The usual.
Oh, that's a relatively recent saw. It would have been adapted from saws that were maybe used in Roman times, but they've turned the teeth round the other way so they can be pushed. Yeah, it's hard to say. A lot of this history gets lost.